Hello again. Well, today I'm going to go through the 3 ways to get steam. In our first book, we talked about only one way, and I'll show you that first. The ways to get steam around your bread as it bakes. So once you come in here, I've had this covered. This is a well-risen, see how that's kind of wobbly? That's how you know it's ready to go. Okay, so sprinkle a little flour on it, and we're going to slash that guy with a serrated knife, cutting straight down. I'm going to reuse the same loaf a couple times, so don't be shocked. Okay, the easiest way to make steam in most ovens, we'll go ahead and slide that in. It was on parchment paper, and then we're going to throw in about a cup of hot water. Some people talk about protecting that glass, which I didn't do because in my oven nothing happens. You can put a towel over the glass, otherwise just throw a cup of hot water in and you're set. So that's method number 1. Okay, the second way is if you just happen to have a preheated at 450 cast iron vessel, also known as Dutch oven, and use your parchment as a sling. Drop it in there like that, and then use a good pot holder because you can burn yourself. Cover it, and go ahead and put it back in there for 20 minutes and off for the last 10. Alright, there's one other way, and that is to use a food grade water sprayer. 3 good sprays on the inside of the oven in the first 2 minutes of baking. You can see I've already got it in there. Just ignore that burner tray on the bottom. Spray all around, close the oven, come back. Okay, about a half a minute has passed. Do it again, all around. About a half a minute has passed. Okay, the last time it's about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Spray it once more like that, and you're done. One way or another, you've got to get steam around that crust. So again, 3 ways. You could do it in a closed Dutch oven like this one. I didn't mention, by the way, this is not preheated. The other nice closed vessel you can use is one of these clay bakers. And actually, personally, I think this is one of the best results I've ever gotten. And I use this, and I'll direct you to a post. You use this exactly the same way as the Dutch oven, which is that you bake it closed for about 2/3 of the baking, then open it for the last third. When you use a Dutch oven or one of these clay bakers, there's something that's called a cloche, by the way. You don't need to use thrown water into a burner tray, and you don't need to spray anything, and you end up with a beautiful crust on the bread, which we will show you when it's done. See you in a minute. Well, I'll see you in about 30 minutes, which is about how long that one takes, that last way. While we're waiting for the bread to rise, I want to show you a couple different kind of Dutch ovens. The one I had was an all iron, so the top and the bottom were iron. The more typical kind has a sort of a plastic knob, and you have to unscrew that because this isn't safe to 450, which is what we're baking these. So you drop that out, and they sell a steel one, or you can just stuff a piece of aluminum foil in there, but then you've got to be very careful putting it on and taking it off. You'll be doing this with gloves, of course. This one isn't hot. Always use oven mitts, or you'll get a really bad burn. Alright, see you in about a half hour total for the bread that's in the oven. One thing you should do about 2/3 of the way through baking, come on into the oven, pull out that parchment paper, if you use parchment paper, and just come back for another 1/3 of the time. So 20 minutes with the paper, 10 minutes without. See you in a few minutes. Okay, let's go ahead and take the bread out, put it on a cooling rack. So that's a pretty nice looking crust. We'll come back in a few minutes, see if we can hear it singing. One thing I wanted to say was, a couple of people have mentioned that they got water on the glass and that it cracked. So what I could tell you to do is put a towel over it, just like that, before you throw the water, if you're doing that method, into the boiler tray, which has to be metal. Don't use glass for this if you're doing that method. We've got people who shattered a glass tray, so never use glass like that in the oven. So that's it. Let's see if we can hear the bread. Only certain kinds of ears can hear this. I don't think the video is going to pick it up. Okay, thanks.